Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're tackling a topic that, well, for a lot of people, it probably clicks straight to money. Or the tithe.
Right. Financial contribution.
Exactly. But our mission here for this deep dive is to push past that common idea. We've got these ancient texts, theological takes. We want to uncover the real essence.
Yeah, and the sources, they really, they challenge you, don't they, to see tithes not just as like a rule or an obligation, but more as reflecting these deeper sort of foundational principles. It invites us to explore what it really is, fundamentally, and how it shows up, sometimes in really surprising ways.
Okay, let's unpack this then. A common starting point is Malachi, right? Chapter 3.
Yeah, that's the famous one.
Where people are accused pretty directly of stealing from God through tithes and offerings, and it's tied to returning to God's regulations. That's pretty serious language.
It absolutely is serious stuff. And what's fascinating is how that connects, or maybe resonates is the word, with Matthew 23.
The Pharisees.
Exactly. Where they're criticized. They're so careful. Tithing tiny herbs like mint.
Right, the details.
But they're neglecting the weightier matters. Justice, mercy, faithfulness. The sources make it clear. Yeah, don't neglect the physical act, even the small stuff.
Okay.
But the essence, that justice, mercy, faithfulness, that's framed as more important.
So right there, it's suggesting tithe isn't just about the transaction, the money. It's pointing deeper already.
Precisely. And if we look even earlier, way earlier, this whole concept existed before any written commandments.
Really?
Yeah. Think about Abel, Genesis 4. His offering, it's described as righteous. He offered the firstborn, the fat portions, the best part.
The prime stuff.
And it was accepted. Unlike Cain's, then you have Abraham, centuries later, but still way before the law of Moses.
Genesis 14, with Melchizedek.
That's the one. He gives the tithe from the spoils of battle. Spontaneously, it seems. No command yet. It just shows the principle is already there, understood somehow.
Wow. So it's almost like an instinct or a recognition, not just following a rule later written down. Okay, so building on that, the sources then talk about the purpose, and it gets really interesting. It's not just about income, is it?
Not at all. Deuteronomy 26, for instance, it mentions the third-year tithe.
Right.
And who is it for? The Levites, yeah. But also foreigners, orphans, widows, for their sustenance.
So like social support.
Directly linked, yeah.
Yeah.
The source is connected straight to neighborly love, sharing food. It's practical communal care built right into the concept.
That really broadens the picture. It's not just vertical between the person and God, but horizontal within the community.
Exactly. And then the sources define it even more profoundly. Tithe isn't just the money itself, but, quote, love for God contained within the money.
Love contained within.
It's this deep acknowledgement. I am God's. Everything I have, everything entrusted to me, it's actually God's.
So that includes...
But the sources list things like money, health, material possessions, time, prayer, service, evangelism. It's basically everything.
Your whole life, essentially.
Pretty much. And that act of giving, tithing, it's linked back to acknowledging God as the source of, well, everything. Victory, life itself. Think back to Abraham giving spoils after a victory.
Right. As a response.
Yeah. There's even this idea in the sources that only those who defeat the enemy can offer tithe. Is it just giving from a place of recognized deliverance, not just, routine?
Okay, that's a massive expansion. From herbs to spoils to community support to basically your entire existence being somehow related to this concept. But then it goes even further.
It does. The sources point to Abraham's ultimate offering. Not the spoils, but Isaac.
Genesis 22, the binding of Isaac.
Yeah. James 2 also references it. That's presented as the true tithe, in a sense.
Yeah.
An act of absolute faith, offering his all, his most precious.
Wow, that's intense.
And here's the most profound connection the sources make. Just as Abraham offered Isaac, the sources state that God the Father offered God the Son as the tithe among creation.
Wait, God offered a tithe?
The Son became the firstborn among creation, emptying himself, giving up divine privilege, essentially offering himself for creation. The argument is the Creator actually poured out his tithe first to us.
That completely flips it on its head.
Yeah.
The Creator gives the ultimate tithe, his Son, first.
It's a radical idea.
Yeah.
And it changes everything about why we give.
How so?
Well, it means our giving, whether it's money or dedicating our heart and life, it's not initiating something, it's a response. It becomes a natural duty, the sources say, because we're living because of that sacrificed life of the Creator.
Okay.
By the Son's sacrifice, believers themselves become the tithes offered back to the Son. Our lives are the return gift, you could say.
So bringing this all together, what does this mean for, for you listening, for us today, living our lives?
Fundamentally, it seems the sources are saying the tithe, in its deepest sense, is about acknowledging reality. That my owner is not me, but Lord Jesus. And that Lord Jesus keeps me alive. It's about living a life guided by Jesus' will. His priorities, not just my own wants and desires. It's holistic. It covers everything.
What a journey. Seriously. From thinking about, maybe 10% of income to this huge cosmic picture of God's own sacrifice and our entire lives lived in response.
It really reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it?
Completely.
And maybe a final thought to leave with everyone. Consider what your Isaac might be today. That one thing you hold most dear. Maybe something you feel defines you or that you cling to. What happens if you start to see that as part of this ultimate give and take, this cosmic tithe? How does that shift your perspective on what it truly means to give your all?
That's definitely something to mull over, a really powerful way to end this deep dive. We hope this has given you a fresh, maybe challenging perspective to reflect on.
Yeah, lots to think about.
Until next time.